guys, welcome back to my channel. So if you guys don't already know, I have a sister and her name is Rochelle. Okay, fine. We're not real sisters, but yeah, wait. Now sister, wait. So you guys commented down below my last videos you'd like to see different types of videos, so I decided to do a relationship video, and me and Miss Rochelle are gonna weigh in on real life scenarios that you guys have DM'd me, and I got some really good ones.
First of all, Rochelle tricked me into this because
I did not trick you.
I was like, let's film together.
Oh yeah, so we did a makeup video where we're just hanging out, chit-chatting. We're gonna get right into it. I have a few questions and we're just gonna give our honest opinion about it, and you know, it's our opinion though. Do you understand that? It's what we feel. You don't have to agree. It's opinion, you know. So here's the first question. Should your BF have friends, close friends of the opposite sex? And if so, should they introduce you to them or not? Is it necessary?
I want you to answer that first.
Whoa, wait a minute. What? I don't like the way you laugh. So, okay, to this person, I don't mind if, let's say, my partner had friends of the opposite sex, and I don't feel like I would need to meet them.
When?
Because if they were there before we met and they were always friends, like if Andrew has male friends, I'm not gonna say, oh, I need to meet all your male friends.
But that's male friends. Do you mean like if he is friends with girls?
Yeah, if he's friends with girls, this person's asking, do I need to meet them?
Of course, the hell.
Okay, but what is meeting? What are you gonna do when you meet them though?
We need to meet you.
Okay, but what then?
So we can all be friends.
But, so wait, you wanna be there when they're being friends all the time?
No, but I need to know who you're friends with.
Why?
Why not?
I don't know. I don't think...
I'm gonna tell you why, okay?
You feel like you need to know who all of like your partner's friends are?
I know all of Chris's friends. I hang out with his friends.
But it's not because you needed to know.
No, I didn't.
You came across them in natural, you know, events brought you together.
Are we talking about opposite sex?
We're talking about the opposite sex now.
I mean, I ain't got no girlfriends, but
that's what you think. I'm just
no,
kidding.
that's what I know.
You're like, no,
you don't have no friends but me.
Oh my god, you're so funny.
No, I'm just kidding. No, he has guy friends, but he doesn't have like female friends. I don't really have male friends either. Not because I choose not to. I just don't have any.
Right. Okay, so
I'm gonna tell you why I need to know, because I've been in a relationship with someone for like, I was in a relationship with someone like years ago, and we were together for like 4 years. I think it was like 4 years, something like that. We lived together and everything, and he had a friend. His best friend. He had a best friend, and him and that best friend hooked up.
Okay.
Behind my back.
Did you meet this best friend ever?
Never. But I knew about the best friend though. I knew about the best friend, and I didn't think anything of it. I was just like, whatever, that's his best friend. They've been friends since they were in grade school together, whatever. And they hooked up behind my back. So.
Well, then it's suspicious to me that if this person would be their best friend, then you'd feel that eventually you would meet them. You know what I mean? Just naturally.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're making no effort to even be together, then that would be suspicious. So there we go. Here's the advice to you. If your boyfriend or girlfriend has friends or whatever of the opposite sex and you don't end up meeting them naturally, then that's suspicious. And then from there, you can kind of be observant of behavior and kind of look into it with a side eye.
I don't know. It's one of those things.
Yeah, but based on your experience,
based on my experience,
that's a good idea to be.
I need to meet you.
Okay, so that's that. All right, we're gonna move on because there's so many more. All right, so here's another one. My new boyfriend, I love, but his style is horrible, like really bad. We've been together for like a month and we've known each other for 6 months. I feel like he's my soulmate, and the only thing that frustrates me is his style. Do I tell him I hate the way he dresses? And how do I do it without it getting weird? I love him so much.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Whoa, yo, is this your video? Rochelle, yo, go no, I'm not,
because I have experience with this.
Go on, I love this. This girl's like, let me tell you.
If there's something about your boyfriend that you don't really like, you should tell them.
I feel so too, and you know, you're gonna be telling them out of a loving place.
Exactly.
you're not gonna just tear them down, be like, bro,
exactly.
Like, you're not gonna say, yo, you dress whack, you look whack, I don't want to take pictures with you. You're not gonna clap your hands.
Yeah, you guys are together. Be honest with each other. There's something about them that you're like, you know what, babes, maybe you should try. Not and you trying to change them or anything, but when you don't like something, it's better you say it than keeping it bottled inside.
And this is another thing.
About it too much.
This is another thing. You say things, but what are you doing about it? Exactly. Why don't you purchase him a nice shirt you want to see him wear? He's gonna love the shirt you buy because he loves you, right? So he's gonna say thank you, and then you can buy him the pants to match. And be like, oh babe, this looks cute on you. Maybe you should get some cute stuff like this. I'm sure he's just gonna say, oh yeah, I like it.
Thank you.
Like, you become his stylist. Be his friend about it. You know.
Yeah, be nice about it.
Have fun with it. You know. Bring home something unexpected.
My boyfriend is blunt.
Yeah.
Chris doesn't like something. He will straight up tell me,
right?
Like, he will straight up tell me.
But it doesn't make you...
In the early parts of the relationship, though, I used to be like...
But then again...
Excuse you?
Yeah, but he's just open,
like, whatever.
And that's the best way to have it.
Yeah, it's better.
Instead of bubbling over and, like, feeling like, oh my God, what is this guy wearing?
Yeah, and I used to be the type of person where it's like, if I don't... Like, I wouldn't say anything. I just keep it on the inside, but that just makes it worse.
Yeah.
If you don't like something, tell them.
Just say it. But yeah, so again, you don't have to be so upfront. Buy him the clothes you want him to see him wear. Or want to see him wear. All right, next question. All right, so this one, I had a like long back and forth conversation. I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to tell you the synopsis. Essentially,
your battery's dying.
We can get through this.
I hope so.
So essentially, a young man is Catholic, and he's dating a young lady who is Muslim. He hasn't told his parents, nor has she. So he's only 21 years old, and I guess he doesn't know, you know, how to feel about the situation, or, you know, if he's making the right decision and this and that. He's been with her for a couple of years, and he says he's absolutely sure that, yeah, like maybe 3 or 2, and he's absolutely sure that this was the person for him. So what was my opinion? So this is my opinion. Right off the bat, I feel like I do care about what my parents think. That's not everybody.
No, I do too. If my mom doesn't like somebody,
it's not going to be a comfortable situation for me, right?
It's not.
And I've been in a situation where I've had a boyfriend that my parents did not like at all. And, you know, I hate to feel like I'm saying that that's what, you know, made me feel that different ways about that person. But my parents' opinion is important to me. Maybe not to you, right? But I feel like I care.
But I don't think that, like, if he loves her, he loves her.
He does, but he hasn't told his parents, and she hasn't told her parents. So that alone says to me that, you know, there's a immaturity there. I don't want to say immature, but if you're in the place where you have a serious relationship with someone where you feel you could marry them, you should be mature enough to let your parents know.
Exactly, I agree. I agree.
So if you're not ready for your parents to know about a permanent situation, like possibly marrying them, you know, in a way you're not ready for this.
But if you're grown up too, like
you're an adult.
Make your own decisions.
Yeah,
parents.
But it's easier said than done, Rochelle. It's easier to keep your parents in the dark. It's easier to not tell them.
I couldn't be hiding, running around like that. Like,
some people can do it though, right? I would advise against it, and it's not going to get any better if you are, you know, he's 21 now. Let's say he turns 25.
But it's not going to get any better. I've been dating to keep it a secret.
Exactly. Yeah. So it doesn't get easier by keeping it a secret.
Harder.
You're avoiding the brunt of the situation, but in the end, it's going to like collapse.
Or then they'll be like, so, like, the day you do introduce, oh, by the way, mom, I'm getting married to this person. You're like,
I didn't meet her.
Wait,
so
what?
I continued to ask him. I asked him, how much would it mean to your parents who are Christian?
I actually know people in this situation.
Yeah, I know a lot of people do get into these situations. For me, I personally would avoid it right from the jump because my religious preference is important to me, and I feel like that's going to play a role in your future somehow, whether you have kids or, you know, whether you attend functions, who knows, right? That might come up,
you can't
right?
help who you love, though.
You can't help who you love, but for me, I wouldn't advise for people to get into things with someone where, you know, something like religion is very, very, very different to the point where you have to hide it from your parents. I wouldn't start a relationship like that. So, you Yeah, it's hard to say.
When you love somebody, it's just like,
You
whatever.
do.
Who cares?
But then again, when people love somebody, yeah, they love somebody, but they still have to deal with real life situations. It's not all, you know, rainbows and lollipops just because you love somebody.
Sure.
There are still decisions to be made. So, I mean, let's say if you have a child and maybe, you know, your tradition is to baptize them or christen them. And I'm not sure like what the Muslim faith or Buddhist faith or different faiths would want to do with a child. Could that be a point of contention? I don't know, right? So those are definitely things you should think about, you know, before pursuing a serious relationship with someone different. And maybe, you know, they'll make the compromise, maybe they won't, right? Those are definitely conversations to have. How do you know if someone is the one for you? How do you know, Rochelle?
How do you know?
So
only time can tell.
Yeah, only time can
Like
tell.
seriously, only time can tell.
Yeah, I don't know. How do you know?
I feel like
I don't think you'll ever know.
I don't think.
Will you?
I think it's a time thing. Like you might meet somebody and you're
It's-
like, how? Oh my gosh.
But what about these people who fall in love at first sight? You know what I mean? I don't know.
What
So,
exactly do you fall in love with? The way they look, like at first sight?
I don't understand that either. But people say that's when they know that someone's the one. So
I
it's
mean-
like, it's really up in the air.
Yeah.
I just feel like I'm a very practical person. So for me, I feel like things need to checklist on the basics,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, someone makes you laugh and this and that, but do you guys have other commonalities? Like, do you guys have things in common that you can start?
Can you
Like,
see
a good
yourself with
place.
this person for
Right.
the rest of your life?
Right.
Can you picture this person like,
Right.
you know, even with their good qualities and their
Right.
bad qualities? Because
Right.
you know, you gotta, nobody's perfect. So there's,
Exactly. So you have to consider that.
And no relationship is perfect. So it's kind of like,
Yeah. But then again, I mean, not everything on a checklist will be checked.
Exactly.
Right? So
so you gotta,
it's a time thing, it's a feeling thing
yeah,
too.
it's a time thing, I think.
Right?
Yeah.
But then again, some people are delusional about the person being the one, and there's clear signs that, you know, that other person may not want to be with them too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Women, you know, are being cheated on and they still say, no, he's the one for me.
Yeah.
So you still have to have sense.
Yeah, you have to have sense.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's one thing to forgive someone once, but you know, if it's a repetitive behavior that
Yeah.
you is hurting you, you know that they're not the one. Okay, let's just say, how do you know they're not the one? Right? Repetitive
You're
behavior.
like asking God for signs, God be giving you signs. You're like, you know what?
Yeah, he's not the
I'm
one.
gonna just ignore these
You
signs.
know?
Good.
Okay, this was another question that someone gave me. When is the right time to introduce your partner to your parents? I say the time that you think that you could marry this person. Like, you know, and not just based off feelings, like in every way.
Yeah,
can marry
you
this
have to be
person.
like really like. If I take you serious, you're not meeting my parents. You're not meeting my kid until I take you seriously. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then again, I want to give it a timeline. I want to give it like,
I don't.
at least 6 months.
Yeah, it
At
took me like
minimum 6
it
months.
took me like 6 or 7 months for Tania to meet Chris.
Right. Or
Yeah.
to bring people to parents' house.
Yeah.
Because when you bring people to
I
your
didn't meet
parents,
Chris's parents until I met his parents back
In high school.
In high school, but that doesn't count. But I met his parents like when we got back together, like 20 years later. I didn't meet his parents until like probably around 6-7 months. into the
yeah, like
relationship.
that's a good time. Don't
Yeah.
be bringing people to your parents' house at 1.5 months because you love them so much. They're so cute. They're so nice.
You
and they
never
make you
know.
laugh.
Exactly.
No, right? You don't want to be doing that.
Because then if the parents like the person, then and the parents is close to the person, then guess what? The parents and the person, if you and that person break up,
Right?
you're gonna have to break up with the parents too.
Yeah, right? And yeah, I just think that that's a special occasion. You don't want
Yeah.
to be introducing people all willy-nilly, right? So I think
Unless you know you're serious and
Minimum
you're going to a
6
serious
months.
direction,
yes,
that's when you meet the parents.
minimum 6 months.
Yeah.
And yeah, because I think that's a statement there. Like that's saying something about the relationship.
I mean,
status.
unless you guys met today and you're like, yo, we're just gonna get married tomorrow, so you can meet my mom the next day or before you get married or whatever.
right,
I mean, if that's what you're doing.
right, but
But
Yeah.
you're not meeting my parents until
yeah, at least 6 months.
6
you know?
months.
Even though my situation was completely different. When I first started talking to Andrew, I said,
Well, we were kids. It was different back then.
yeah, and you know what? No, I was I was still 20,
You're 19.
19, right?
So we're at Pitney.
But this is what I said to myself. I wasn't even going to entertain men who I could not know and foresee myself marrying. So I had some checklists on my list of qualities. I had a list of qualities I want in a man, and if they don't have it, I don't even call me. So he actually met my parents at like 2 months in, or a month and a half, 2 months in. Because I knew if worse came to worse, like if I got pregnant, I would be able to marry him. And I asked those types of questions right off the bat. Like, when do you want to get married? What do you think about children? What do you think about family? What do you think about church? What do you think about religion? What do you think about, like, everything I want to know, because I didn't want any surprises. And after those conversations, I felt like, yeah, I could marry them. So he did meet my parents early. So, you know, that's the catch-22. But as a general rule of thumb, let's say 6 months.
Yeah.
So those are all the questions for now.
That's it?
Yeah, whoa, watch out, Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil.
And plus the battery's dying in the camera because this girl did not charge her battery for her camera.
You have to tell everyone.
So yeah, I'm gonna let them know. She never charged the battery.
Luckily, we have the same camera.
And my battery's dead too in this camera. But
So yeah, we have to go. But comment down below. Let me know what you guys thought about our opinions. Obviously, leave your opinions on some of the questions down below. And I'll be doing this weekly. So I need to know, is this something you guys want to see more often? I don't know. And that's everything. So thank you, Rochelle, for your relationship advice. So insightful.
thank you for having me, Rochelle.